here we are on Cloud Kingdom, Series number 2, CreatorPrime taking on StarTale Hack in the bottom left. As the blue Protoss, we've got CreatorPrime, the solid player. I believe he held positions number 1, 2, and 3, and 66, or something absurd. This is a stuff of legends on the Korean ladder. His opponent in the top right, the red Terran, StarTale Hack.
And yeah, like we talked about how this series is going to unfold, I think exactly what we said is going to happen here. CreatorPrime will probably play quite a slower game to begin with to feel out his opponent a little bit. But CreatorPrime just seems like the only way I've seen him lose against Terran is if he completely gets build order countered or he gets outplayed. And I think those are going to be the only two weaknesses to Hack. And Hack has displayed kind of normal Terran play, I suppose you could say, in terms of strategy, in terms of build order, pretty regular one barracks command center plays, maybe some cheeky Marine walkarounds or something. Right. But more importantly is he's just so good at harassment. He nails drops, he nails positionally play, and he's also very good at micro, which actually makes him stronger in that department.
Absolutely, and we're going to see how quickly these players scout each other. This is game 1, so as you mentioned, the mental game not going to come into a factor that much. We expect to see pretty typical play in game number 1. Of course, we said that in series number 1, and it got thrown out the window pretty quickly as we saw Sting taking that bottom right expansion extremely quickly. But the probe coming out at a pretty typical time. No gas yet for Hack. He hasn't completed the wall off yet, so this probe may be able to sneak in.
Maybe, actually. We'll have to see. It looks like just a one depot command center. Pretty standard opening here. So you should be able to get in anyway. But one thing to note about, against Hack, and something I've been told by quite a few people in Korea, is he's actually one of the hardest working players on StarTale. He plays kind of every online cop he can. I think that was displayed in the TSL qualifiers. If I'm not mistaken, I think he played 4 out of the overall 5 just to get the points to be in this tournament. Right. Ended up actually going 2nd place in one of them, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But you know, that's just fantastic mentality to have. And then if you put that into game perspective, he has a lot of experience against a lot of different Protoss styles here, and especially against Creator style. So I'm sure he's come prepared, which seems to be a very important key in the TSL.
Yeah, and experience is something that can't be understated. It's not the kind of thing where you're consciously thinking, well, in this one game on ladder, I did this. But it's just, it molds your play in one direction or the other, and you find the builds that work most efficiently. You find out how to deal with certain styles that maybe you didn't know how to deal with. So, you know, when you're on the ladder and in these online cups, grinding it out day after day, you really build up a strong repertoire of builds and how to counter your opponent's build orders.
And right now we do have the SCV going into scout, a relatively fast Nexus down there before any units, really fast on the 2nd pylon, and he basically, a normal Protoss build that didn't cut a bit of a corner would have had that 3rd pylon down, which means the Nexus would have started about now instead of it's at 50%. So economy focused play here by Creator, adapting to his opponent. But look at this. Hack.
What the hell?
Hack. What are you doing with this proxy command center?
This is pretty strange.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I opened up with the first game here with the 2 ways that Creator usually loses is by somebody abusing his build or being outplayed, and this is the abuse of the build. But I'd like to remind a lot of people who watched the TSL before, when Creator played against Select, this is exactly what Select did on Entomb Valley. Creator scouted it, and I to be honest, I watched that VOD on of course TeamLiquid Net YouTube channel and was like, what? How? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you scout there? So I would not be surprised if he did it again, and already a 2nd Stalker is down there. Is he going to check?
And the 1st Stalker being driven away quite hard, almost getting taken out there down to 12 HP. 2nd Stalker, as you mentioned, dancing around. Hack is pushing forward with a few Marines, wants to control space, wants to get this Stalker, but not going to be able to take it down as just continuing to push forward. Stalker a little bit faster than Marine's going to get out of there safely. Yeah,
he's got to be careful though. There are a handful of Marines here. So Creator has to micro well. Decently well microed secondary Stalker. Initially wasn't microed well on his opponent's ramp, but is so far. And he's doing okay. Shouldn't look to lose probes here. 1 does go down. Though he's getting pulled off here. 2nd one goes down there by Hack. Nice little opening just by a handful of Marines that usually would have been idle in a bunker.
Right, absolutely. Getting value out of these units, trying to take out the Stalkers. It does kill, I believe, 3 probes. Let's take a look at the workers killed. Yes, 4, including that original scouting probe that got trapped in the main base. And now we're seeing things following up pretty standardly here. Second barracks on the way, with barracks 3 and 4 following up thereafter. He's got the tech lab coming onto the factory, and this bottom right command center has completed orbital command. Excuse me, it has been changed into an orbital command, and mules are going to begin raining down there. And we saw what happened in series number 1 when this happened.
We did indeed, and it helps out a lot, man. It really does. But I really want to emphasize here the greed of Hack's build. Going like double barracks without anything, straight to double gas and factory. Are you kidding me? He's got 2 Marines right now after losing those 4. That is so small. And I wonder if Creator knows or smells something's wrong. Because right now, there should have been a lot more Marines there. Where are they? What are they doing? And a scan goes down in the main base of Creator, who's of course getting out an observer immediately. But Creator must know something's wrong here. You know, at 7 minutes 30, there should be at least 10 Marines out. You know, excluding the ones that were lost. Where are they? What's going on here? So he has to start to, you know, think about what's going on, but he's not actually changing his build to anything. I'm sure he's asking that question of what is going on, and he is using a normal build, but it's all going to be down to that observer if he can get any scanning information.
And now the Stalker moving around the south ramp. Looks like it's just going to sit there by the 3rd, not going to continue down. That's very lucky for Hack that it didn't scout out his secret little command center. I'm interested to see in this game how it compares to series number 1. If Hack is eventually just going to lift that up, land it over to kind of his safer 3rd once he's mined enough minerals there, and then look to bully Creator out on the map. His starport is just about to complete. He's continuing tank production here. Scan goes down, takes out the observer. Very nicely played by Hack.
God damn it, Tasia, what have you started? What have you started? Oh, if it wasn't difficult enough for Protoss players to scout, now every observer that comes gets sniped. And we could see that happen again here to the secondary one. It is on the high ground, so it does escape the first couple of Marine shots and is going to see this Marine little push out. But this is nothing but a fake. He's not looking to do any damage here. He's moving out, making sure that Creator's building more units. Stim's not ready, +1's not ready. Is he going to push out? Are you kidding me? No. He's going to just, you know, do damage, pick off another observer, god damn it, and then just go back. And this is played out beautifully so far by Hack.
Absolutely. He's got his tanks just controlling the Zelnaga Watchtower, got his first medevac out, and now going to drop the reactor on that.
The probe's going to go. At the south side, he's going to go check that 3rd. Oh, that's really good for Creator, but still really bad. Look how conservative he's playing. No 3rd base for so long, exactly how I thought he'd play.
Right.
And now he sees it and is like, no, no, not again. And immediately builds a pylon, but this is just beautiful by Hack.
Absolutely. I mean, even if Creator scouted it now, the economic damage is done. With only 1 Colossus out, he can't possibly force back Hack. And Hack is going to elevator up into the main base and siege on the low ground. And are you kidding me? So aggressive. And the Colossus is going to move forward and eat tank fire immediately. Zealot's taking a lot of damage, but there's so much meat shield in the form of all these Zealots are able to walk right up to the tanks and take them out. And Hack may have overstepped his bounds early here. But gonna get the Colossus? Yes.
God damn it, that was like a scene out of Star Wars there, when like surrounding. Alright, so that, to be honest, from Hack, that play, I'm not gonna lie, that was actually really bad. I don't know why he was looking to do that. He thought the army was a little bit weaker than it actually was, but no, that was actually kind of bad to do. Imagine if he hadn't have done that. He could have evacuated the 3rd base earlier, and because he didn't do anything there, if you look at the units lost tab, there's a big 600 resource difference between these 2 players. Even though that Colossus had gone down, if he'd saved it, there could have been so much more. SCVs are going to fall down as well. But to be honest, Creator, if you look at the supplies say it all. Creator's in the lead.
Yeah, and that, you know, to kind of re-emphasize the strangeness of that attack timing, the production hadn't really even kicked in for Hack. If we look at his main base, he's still making more barracks. He's still putting more add-ons. So, you know, this would have been the time when he would have liked to really be ramming out those units, getting the benefit of that 3rd base. But now floating all the way back, he's completely lost map control. Creator's taking his safer 3rd. Just not the best situation to be in after you risked it all to take that early expansion. Looks like he's going to catch a sentry or 2, which is nice, but, you know, that doesn't make up for what's lost.
It does not indeed, and these Marauder Marine's going to stim all the way to death. as the Zealots do clean them up. But 2-2's on the way. There's an upgrade lead. There's a kind of equal in terms of tech. It is a little bit ahead right now for Creator, who's going to be able to throw down that Temple Archives any moment now and start to get Zealots charged and start to switch over his tech. And basically, you have to go Temple Archives, because if you don't, you're open to that same attack, which we saw previously, where Sting nailed down before it was ready. And there is Temple Archives coming down. And Creator, to be honest, shouldn't do anything right now. He's happy on 3 bases. He's already got Zealots on his natural in cases of drop as well. He's spreading out Zealots, Pylons, Observers across the map to spot for drops, and is in an amazing position to wait now until Storm is ready, until he has Archons, before he starts to launch attack of his own.
Yep, Hack still does have access to this 4th orbital command though, and he's now floating it down to the easternmost expansion, so that's going to be able to bolster his economy slightly. Creator's probably going to scout that out. He's got the Observer floating around. We'll see if that gets scanned down. No, just sitting by the Xel'Naga watchtower, so he's able to watch exactly what's going on out of Hack.
That's really smart play to get the Planetary Fortress on that north base, per se, because if you think about it, if that was an orbital, as well as the right-hand side base, there's no way he's holding on to either one of them. They're going to be harassed by one. But to make a Planetary Fortress is saying, I don't care about my left side, my left flank, it's all about this right-hand side, where it's exactly close to where Creator's 3rd and potential 4th is going to be. But with Storm on the way, things are going to get difficult for Hack. He has a timing before Storm is ready, but there's 2-2 upgrades, which makes things a lot easier for Creator to actually accept any attack that comes.
Right, and by Hack putting the Planetary at the northmost expansion and kind of keeping his army on this east side, he's really dangerous keeping it in this open flank. There's a lot of area for Creator to let those Colossus just do their work, and looks like we may have an engagement here hitting just before Storm. The Colossus going to work. Hack trying to dance back and forth, letting the Vikings go to work on the Colossi to take them down. Looks like one's going to go down, second one getting focused down, but the Zealots with their 2 armor upgrades are just going to work, driving Hack all the way back to his 4th base. He's going to be forced to lift this up. He's still trying to hold it, but there are so many units here for CreatorPrime.
Yeah, man, this is so strong from Creator. The macro Protoss really shining through here, and he's going to lose this right-hand side flank. There's no medivacs. He's got 1 medivac with 1 HP and 4 energy, so he's got nothing to actually heal up his units, and Creator is smashing Hack here, and I think that was kind of well deserved by the way that Hack played this out. Creator is smashing this game. He has Storm available now. That fight was pre-Storm. It was only with his 2-2 upgrades. He hasn't even started 3-3. I think he's saying, screw it, you're gonna die now.
And look at this, Creator realizing now that he's switched over to Templar, he's actually getting Immortals out of his robotics facility, as opposed to Colossi, making those Vikings left over completely useless for Hack. Creator swinging around, feigning like he's going to go into the northmost expansion, and just has complete map dominance here as he takes his 4th base.
Yeah, Creator's just such a solid player, and unfortunately for Hack, losing those units early on, those tanks, marines, even though it didn't seem like a lot, it was really bad position for Creator though. What is he doing trying to go up that little choke point without even killing the rocks? Eats a massive EMP, but to be honest, that actually hurt Hack more so than Creator, because shields regenerate, and Stim does not. Of course, stimming, you have to get those medivacs to heal up, and they're already so low in energy. It looks like Creator's going to move around this left-hand side, and he's going to take assault, and he doesn't even care about the Planetary Fortress anymore.
Yeah, it looks like he's confident enough. He's just going to right-click on it and try to focus it down. Storm going down on the Zealots, but actually hitting the SCVs as well, trying to storm there. Nice split out of Hack, trying to get out of that storm, and actually a lot of damage being done by Hack, but not that great micro as the storm just lands and he sits in it trying to stim, and these 2-2 infantry are doing a lot of work, but you know, even if he pushes us back, having lost his 3rd base, it's going to be nearly impossible for Hack, the Terran player, to come back in this game.
Yeah, Zealots come from the flank as well, from right-hand side. A Storm is available if necessary, but Hack has just got pushed back from his 4th all the way down to his main, and this has just been beautifully played here by CreatorPrime, showing his style, showing his dominance in no mistakes, solid macro-oriented play, and it's working out very well. Hack pushes this back for a few moments' time, but with 3-3 on the way, the Colossus coming out again. The only thing really missing right now from Creator is a second Robo, just to really pump out that switch again, but to be honest, in this position, he doesn't need it. With 3-3 coming down, he'll most likely wait until it's done. He could go before if he just wants to go end the game, but the right play is wait for 3-3, get the Colossus, and then just go end the game.
Absolutely. He's got a 4th base, so he's up by 2 more bases over Hack. He's actually got a 34 Harvester lead and approximately 800 minerals per minute lead as well. So CreatorPrime doing everything right here in game number 1, playing the solid style that we knew he would come out with. And even though there was a little bit of economic cheekiness by Hack trying to take that bottom right, as we saw in series number 1, Creator saying, I'm solid enough, I can just bounce back easily, and that's exactly what he's done.
And this is going to be very, very difficult to hold on to, unfortunately, here by Hack. 3-3 is just now 30 seconds away from completing. There are no Vikings, so Colossus are unanswered for, and there's only a handful of Ghosts. Currently setting at 4. Hack right now, just trying to build back up his economy, get this third base saturated again. His upgrades are at 3-2, they're decent, but just the army value. Of course, 190 supply overall here for Creator, 110 for his opponent, and of course, this is going to end no other way than a Creator victory.
And Hack trying to do a little bit of drop around the north side, but I'm not sure he can even spare those units as Creator walks right up the ramp, puts up the Guardian Shield, and is able to push forward. Looks like he's being extremely careful. I'm sure if he saw the supplies, he wouldn't be doing that. Hack doing a nice job of microing back and forth, trying to dodge the AoE damage, and there's a big storm landing on most of the infantry units, trying to force back and heal up, but these medevacs are quickly running out of energy and quickly running out of lives as Creator just stomps forward, causing the GG to come out of Hack. Very, very solid